Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, bringing rocket science to the oil and gas industry. That's our topic next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
All right, if you think about the history of oil and gas in Texas, you go back to the early 1900s, Spindletop. And unfortunately, the oil and gas industry is kind of an old, we did it because we did it for forever. And so bringing AI into the oil and gas industry is a big deal. And that's why I have my next guest on my show, Allison Kelley. She's with Superior QC. Thanks for coming on the show.
Of course. Thanks for having me on.
And so I think you'll agree with me. I mean, the oil and gas industry has done it because they've always done it. But AI came along a few years ago, and you, your boss is actually a rocket scientist.
He's literally a rocket scientist, yes. He, the president of our company, Chad Hannock, he worked for NASA. And so he is literally a rocket scientist, yes.
I love that. Okay, so and what does your company bring to oil and gas?
So with Chad's background in spaceflight navigation algorithms, he uses his technology there, his algorithms that he codes, he loves to code. He uses what he does there and brings it to downhole technology. Because when you're downhole, you're 2,000, 5,000, 7,000, 1,000, whatever feet downhole, you don't actually know where you are. You can't see physically.
Well, you were telling me before we went on camera that anti-collision lease lines, I mean, these are things that like normal people don't think about. So like anti-collision, what does that mean?
So anti-collision, if you are thinking about it in a drilling stance, you would be colliding with another well that has potentially been cased or is drilling or is, producing or is anything. Yeah. And that's $1 million mistake.
Of course.
Multi-million-dollar
And
mistake.
then lease lines, that's a big deal.
Lease lines is a huge problem and we've actually had somebody that came up to us. They said, hey, can you look at some of this data that we produced for you and see like kind of what went wrong? Yeah. And they were actually, they went into somebody else's lease line, which is why people should use this for one. Right. But also, I mean, God, imagine the litigation there.
Amazing.
Millions. All
right, we're going to pull up your website, and we're going to just stay on the homepage for a few seconds because I want you to talk about the kinds of clients that you like to work with. Like, what's an ideal client for Superior QC?
Great question. I think an ideal client would be somebody who obviously knows what they're talking about, but does understand that we also know what we're talking about. Chad wrote these algorithms, still continues to make tweaks when needed. And so he stays up to date on it. My favorite client is somebody that is going to respect, like, that we know what we're talking about. And obviously, ask questions. Please, by all means, ask questions. That's what we're here for. But I do think it's important to let the subject matter experts be the subject matter experts.
Absolutely. So I want to put up a picture on the screen here because you do a lot of social media stuff with the company.
Yes,
and this is a cool picture. Tell us the behind the scenes here. What are we doing here?
Yes. So last week we had Chad. He's on the bottom right corner. And Brian Kirby, who is our SVP, is on the top right corner. And then Tim, who is on the bottom left corner. all get on video. We're trying to do like mini series of,
Nice.
hey, here's a little bit about what we do. So when I came on, we have somebody for marketing and they do a great job. I just want to do more. And so I'm trying to do more marketing, get our name out there. That's like my passions. That's what I do for a living. And so we're gonna get some short videos for LinkedIn coming out real soon. So keep an eye out.
Outstanding. Okay, we're going to pull some video from our library of just oil and gas in Texas. And obviously, since the early 1900s, oil and gas has been the lifeblood of Texas. So you're working in an old industry, and often in old industries, they're slow to adapt to new technology.
Very.
So when you're running into a client for the first time and you're starting to explain the benefits of superior QC, like how do you explain to them why they might need to embrace the algorithms and the AI genius of chat?
So that's a great question. I think, yes, oil and gas is an industry that is very slow to adopt. Historically, they still are. I think a lot of people have fear that AI is going to replace their jobs and there's so on and so forth. And I don't think that's the plan, because we still need people to monitor,
Yes.
right? Like, so for example, we have 24-hour real-time monitoring center that people are in, like I said, 24/7, 12-hour shifts. They're monitoring 180, 190 wells at a time. You can't trust AI to just do that.
Right.
At this time. I mean, in the future that might happen, but I don't think anytime soon.
Yeah. But you still need humans.
Yes, we still need humans. And so I think the big fear with oil and gas is that, oh, you're going to take my job. You're going to, this, service or this product is going to replace me. And it's like, no, this is here to assist you.
Yes.
And so I think that's kind of been the drawback to some people. And I think getting around that is really making an impact on the industry. And I think we're making strides, slowly but surely.
Amen. All right, we're almost out of time. So, Allison, final thoughts. What do you want to leave the viewer with?
I just, look at our website, check us out on LinkedIn. We're stepping it up. And just if you have questions, give us a call. If you're not using survey corrections, look into it. That's really that,
Perfect. Allison, you're an amazing guest. We're going to end with the website again, which is superiorqc.com, the great Allison Kelley. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.